This time is so important on our planet. The lungs of our planet are on fire. The Amazon, over 20% of our air, of our circulation, uh, comes from this particular region. And more than ever, it's a time for us to step into the miracle frequency that we are. I want to say this another way. So is above, so is below. Everything is energy. And that being said, everything is energy. So is above, so is below. The earth is doing away with what isn't necessary in its field. The humans are living, walking earth. The way that the natives say it is indigenous. Again, in all cultures, oral language is the way the indigenous send information, or it's written on stone walls and in areas. And the way that they relate to the earth is our trees are our cousins. Our trees are the cousins. We are walking, breathing, self-reflecting trees. Now, when we look at trees, we know the trees, all trees, regardless of wherever they are, maintain an internal temperature of approximately 72 degrees Fahrenheit. We humans maintain our own temperature, 98.6 for most of us, again, Fahrenheit. That internal, our roots are invisible to those that don't have clairvoyance or clairaudio, that aren't able to sense it. For those that are able to sense it, including trees. Trees are able to sense us. We now have all of this information that there's a two-way communication happening. Every year around this time, dry season, there are some spontaneous fires and there are others that have been created. Dry fires that sprout amazing seeds for the Amazon to have the ancient wisdom regenerated. It's the start of the next season in the Amazon. We're in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into fall. In the Southern Hemisphere of Earth, they're moving into the opposite. They're moving into summer. Spring right now, those dry fires cause naturally an extraordinary amount of seeds to be activated. High temperatures activate dormant seeds. These dormant, strong seeds, ancient seeds, build ancient trees. And so what has that got to do with you and the experience and this understanding and being a miracle maker and being a miracle frequency? Brian Swim shares, an evolutionary biologist. He also studies the cosmos, said and has researched life tried to create eyes at least 40 times before the ones that we see in fish, the ones that we see in all living things now. Their life tried to create eyes on trees, tried to create it in multiple plants, but multiple ways before the soup in the ocean generated the incredible life that we have as eyes now. I want to say this another way. Eyes are the window to the soul. Your eyes are a window to your soul. The more clear you are, and what does clear mean? the more you're able to get outside your own story, the story that you're projecting and co-creating to experience all of life, the more you can get out of that and witness everything, the more clear you can see, the more you understand that you are not just the drop in the ocean, so to speak, that Rumi speaks about. As you begin to realize and fully understand that you are the way that the universe sees itself. Those are direct words from Carl Sagan. You are the way that the cosmos gets to experience itself. So if our trees are our cousins, and if the trees have deep roots into the earth, and communication constantly happens between trees, and trees through their roots or through their branches deliver to other trees what's necessary. Right? Trees have an intelligence. So I want to make sure we get this. Trees have an intelligence. The roots in the middle of earth were deep roots for how tall they stand. 72 degrees maintenance. They convey from the roots a communication system that gives to the survival of trees that others might say are competing, right? When you don't have the soul connected to the outer picture, when it's not clear, you might call it competing. When your eyes, your soul can truly see, wow, trees don't compete. They give to other trees through the roots. Together, they go deeper into and create synergies. Synergy so much so in our plant life that if there is a poison, there within 10 meters is the cure to that poison. Indigenous cultures know this, right? So we on the outside, being able to look at and breathe through our one soul, this understanding that everything is a miracle. I'm putting that in quotes. Even the rainforest, the Amazon rainforest on fire right now is a miracle. If we step into that and we really begin to get, wow, these are our cousins, and there's no competition between them. They are able to send out the trees themselves, send out a signal to all of the living consciousness and say, imagine our roots being soaked in water. Imagine the trees, every tree, every seed that's been activated by the fire being covered in water. You and I are the walking trees that have this consciousness language that's not just energy language, that can communicate to each other. See this as okay, quote unquote. See this as something that is going to allow the nourishment of earth. See this energy that's happening there as an initiation and an activation of our lungs, of our root system, hearing and feeling that the Amazon is calling us to wake up our visionary frequency, our co-creation of that sacred prayer. What is sacred prayer? Gregg Braden describes it, right? Sacred prayer, what is the rain dance? Gregg Braden described going to a vortex energy, a circled energy with an indigenous friend. And going into this circle, the friends started dancing and rain dancing. And Gregg said, "Oh, are you praying for rain?" And the indigenous friend said, "No, if I was praying, it would mean there's something lacking there. I'm holding and feeling with my body the mud of the rain. I'm feeling this land already knows that it's covered in water. It's covered in this energy of that rain brings. I'm feeling the wetness on my skin. I'm feeling that now moment occurring right in his energy field." In other words, Gregg Braden and this indigenous man were celebrating the rain. We're celebrating it already happened. It's not going to happen someday. They were holding this high celebration vibration. It's already happened, and giving thanks for it. Our trees, our cousins, all of the people there in that area are asking us. The signal's been sent out from the trees, the smoke, right? How did the indigenous communicate the messages? Everything is energy. So many of us humans are watching the smoke signals. And with our one soul, if we step into, and it's important to really not make yourself wrong. It's really important to recognize, wow, this is what's occurring. To really step into and feel the actual feelings that you feel about it. When Gregg and I sat and we loved what is, right? We processed what's occurring. Gregg and I went back to the stories of, for me, in high school, when I first learned of the Amazon forest, Sting, David Bowie, I went vegetarian. And I remembered that time of really making a commitment to have a plant-based diet for myself. And I didn't know Gregg Braden's work at that time, but I did know the energy of celebrating something as if you've already received it. And so there was this energy that being vegetarian this for years until I got pregnant with Jasmine, plant-based. And Gregg is already plant-based, completely vegan. Tyler as well. Jazzy is vegetarian. And I call myself a flexitarian, right? And this commitment came into myself that said, wow, I am never going to eat something that might be associated with burning or creating energy in this manner for the Amazon forest. Instead, I'm gonna celebrate that region with ecotourism. I'm gonna go down there and find ways to help and give money to the farmers for whatever is associated with ecotourism for them. So accepting what is, loving what is, taking that energy in, then so beautifully not making it wrong. These are amazing, brilliant, heartfelt people that just don't have the soul outside themselves to see it. If you're watching this, you've got the soul to see it. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. When you listen to any Any peoples that are in Sao Paulo, they're not able to breathe. They're not able to be the lungs of the planet. And so beautiful and important to carry this vibration of loving what is, bringing your own energy, your own understanding, your own love, your own commitment. Then taking the energy, the thought, the soup that is this collective soul soup energy, and creating with your mind's eye, with your vision, with your rooted system, a celebration of, it's called the Amazon rainforest. So to really bring that in, oh, it's a rainforest. It rains there all the time. And to feel the rain on your skin, to hear you and your friends, all of us, miracle makers, talking about, whoa, it's raining in the Amazon during the dry season. That must have to do with melting ice caps. I don't know. I can't wait till the scientists figure out how this happened, right? The logical left brain of our planet, our one soul, goes, oh my gosh, the winds transformed in this way, and the cloud coverage, and of course now it rains. The dry seasons in the Amazon are over. There's only a natural small period of time where these ancient trees are sprouted. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And then to feel yourself going down to the Amazon, for me, right? To feel myself there, and people talking about that time in December 2019, August 2019, right? It started with August, and then they were talking about in December 2019, that region had the most amount of rainfall it's ever had. And all of the news coverage, do you remember that? All of the news coverage in December was about all of the growth happening in the Amazon rainforest. And meeting the indigenous has been so rewarding, right? Going down there and getting the jewelry and the beads and the things that they made. How exciting. So August 29th was such a pivotal time for the Amazon rainforest. And December was such a pivotal time, right? December 2019 was so amazing. I remember all the coverage, and everywhere they were dancing in the streets. And oh my gosh, this ecotourism, so beautiful. I am so glad you're here. I'm so excited for us to share even more. I'm going to turn the recording off so that we can get each of our inputs. Today, throughout the day, every time you experience news coverage or hear this or even connect with the tree, feel inside yourself this celebration of the Amazon rainforest, the celebration of the people in all of the regions there, finding new ways. Celebrate the rain and the climate change that happened that allowed it to pour down rain. Feel within yourself, acknowledge everything that you feel in the moment around this. If there's any fear, right, for our planet, remind yourself everything is energy. And the highest form of energy that gives out to the world, David Hawkins, right? The highest form that creates for our world is love and joy. And so to take what comes into whatever you're feeling and to bring it to joy in your vision, in your mind's eye, to feel the sensations on your body, to connect with all the trees around us and let them know, gosh, we got you. Humanity, I've got you. Breathe that in, breathe with them through the roots, through the earth. The celebration of the trees, being able to feel that in the Amazon as well, right? The trees will communicate it. The birds sitting on the trees will communicate it. The sprouted spores that are traveling will communicate it. So, so beautiful. Awesome. So we'll stop the recording right here.